Welcome back. It is Friday, June 28th in the MLB. Our four best bets are on the way. It's Austin joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. So close to the sweep, a 3-in-1 day. Let's recap. Shota Imanaga. Oh man, my heart rate spiked. Man, it looked like his outs was going to be free, and then he made us sweat into the sixth inning. We'll take it. Jack Flaherty under in walks, pretty sweat free. He only walked one guy. It was his last batter. And then the parlay of the day smacked very easily. What was that? Volpe and Gunnar Henderson. They got it done on their first AB. The reason I said so close to a sweep, we lost our Guardians and Royals both to score 2 runs in the first 7. What was our biggest play of the day at 1.5 units? Royals got the job done. Guardians, man, they left so many guys on base. If you want to take either of those teams to score a bunch of runs today, it's going to smack. We won't be touching anything in Kansas City today, although Logan and I both wanted to click some buttons in that game, but we will not touch it. However, there will be runs scored. I can guarantee that. But a 3-in-1 day on a 13-3 run. The goal today, turn that 13-3 run into a 17-3 run. That would be awesome. Let's dive into today's picks. As always, do us a favor, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Let us know your favorite picks down below. It's Friday. Let's have a great day on the diamond. We're going to dive into our first pick of the day today. We're doing another hit parlay on Odds Checker. However, today will be a little different. We're going 3 legs today. 3 players each to get a hit. I believe it's going to be in the plus 150 to plus 170 range, or maybe it's a little bit of a heat check, but we really like a couple hitters today, and we're going to throw in a 3-leg hit parlay on Odds Checker, so make sure you tap into it. Still putting the normal 1 unit on it, but go check it out. Top link in pinned comment and description. We're going to write it right after the video. It should be live around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I think these guys are going to come through and deliver us a pretty big payday for the hit parlays, which we've really hit 7 of our last 8, going for 8 of 9 to wrap up the week. Now, that is not going to be our only hit parlay of the day, as I have another one that we're going to tag team. And if you want to throw the 3 hitters from Odds Checker into the 2 hitters I'm about to talk about in 2 seconds, go for it if you're feeling like a psycho on a Friday. These 2 hitters I really love as well. They didn't make the cut for the hit parlay on Odds Checker, but I honestly think they're just as good as those guys, because it's Mr. CJ Abrams and Jonathan India, both to record a hit, minus 103 on Bet365. Now, I like to Bet365 because unlike FanDuel, if the guys don't baby pinch it at the end of the game, you're kind of screwed on FanDuel. But I expect both these 2 guys to be in the lineup, and if they're not, they're probably not pinch hitting either. And Bet365 is a book that will void your leg if one of the guys does not start. Now, let's talk about CJ Abrams, who will go up against Zach Eflin in the Rays. Now, number one, I love backing guys against Zach Eflin, not because I don't think he's good, but because he doesn't walk guys. He's 100th percentile in walk percentage. You thought Jack Flaherty didn't walk guys yesterday? Yeah, Zach Eflin, his walks line is a half. It's a half. Now, it is juiced on him to walk one guy, but he's 100th percentile, does not walk batters. And Abrams has been seeing the ball really well this season. Bat 263 versus righties, does hit better versus lefties, but over the last 15 days, 465 batting average. Just coming off a bad game, but he has been really, really good over really in June. And he's going to go up against Eflin. Like I said, doesn't walk guys, so we know strikes are coming. And Eflin throws primarily 3 pitchers to lefties. It's a cutter, it's a sinker, and it's a curveball. So all off speed. Against those pitches, Abrams' expected batting average, 427, 308, and 228. I think he gets us a hit today. And if you can't get it done against Eflin, don't worry. Rays bullpen, pretty dang bad. Next up is going to be Jonathan India, who there's not a lot of many hitters really hotter than him so far in June. I mean, you talk about a start to the year, you just talk about end of March, April, May, he was not good. He entered June with a 230 batting average, but what has he done? He's raised that average up to 272, and he's batting 375 in June, and he actually has 2 or more hits in 6 straight games. He's been red hot, 9-game hitting streak, hitting .515 over that time span. Today he faces Andre Palante, and you look at him, he's allowing a 367 batting average to righties this season. Obviously, India is a righty. It's a righty on righty matchup. Look, India, while he does walk a good amount, and he could walk against Palante, I think he'll get a hit. He's batting leadoff, and the Reds' offense is really hitting the ball well. Batting leadoff, I can't imagine they switched that. He's hit leadoff the last 4 games. I think he's back in that leadoff spot to get plenty of plate appearances on the road at St. Louis. We only need 1 hit today. If he wants to go get 2, sure, go for it. But Abrams and India both love them to get a hit in their respective matchups. Parlaying them together, minus 103 on Bet365 is my first, well, technically second pick in the video, second pick of the day. Logan, I'll let you go to Moneyline. Who are you backing tonight?
Yeah, we're not getting cute. I'm not trying to take teams to score through 7 or anything. Just a good old-fashioned win the game. I'm taking the Houston Astros on the money line, minus 110 odds on Fanatics is your best value. Now, this one, the odds on across the books, you'll just probably see this game either a pick'em or the Astros as slight favorites in this one. I like the spot. I don't like laying juice with the Houston Astros ever. I don't think they're worth like the crazy prices that they are at home. But here they are as short road favorites. I'll take a chance on them. And who are they facing today? They're facing Jose Quintana, starting for the Mets today. 4.58 ERA, 1.32 WHIP for Quintana. He's been really solid in 2 out of his last 3 starts. But this is a big step up from the competition he's faced. Look, if you look at who he faced recently, it's the Cubs. The Cubs' dead offense right there. And then also he faced the Padres. Padres have been streaky versus left-handed pitchers. But then in the start before that, he faced the Phillies, who sort of kind of have his number. He only went 3 2/3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs against the Phillies. He didn't last too long in that one. I could see a very similar start in line for him because he's facing a team that's been crushing left-handed pitching. This month, the Astros are batting .293 against lefties, which is really solid. Over the last week, too, the Astros are 6th best in the majors with runners in scoring position, hitting .345. This is what we need from the Houston Astros, is the timely hitting, and they've been getting it so far this season. Quintana also has been getting hit by both sides of the plate this season. .256 batting average allowed to right-handed batters, and a .261 to left-handed batters. That's outside of the norm for Quintana because last year he was really tough on lefties. You never wanted to take any of the lefty hitters against Quintana. But this year he's been getting hit actually by lefties. And I think even if the Astros put some guys like, Yordan Alvarez in there, they're still in line to get some hits against Quintana. And recently he's been reliant on the strikeout. Houston, 2nd best in strikeouts. Now Quintana, if you look at over the course of the season, more of a pitch to contact guy, but he's been having success recently getting the swing and a miss. Well, that's not something the Astros do. I think they get to Quintana. I think they get several runs up on him. And on the other side, it's Ronel Blanco starting for the Astros, 2.34 ERA and a .97 WHIP. Look, if you look at all the times we've backed Ronel Blanco this year, he's been great to us, except the one time I took his outs and he had the sticky game. Yeah, we all remember that one. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But Ronel Blanco's been good to us. And when I've tried fading him, didn't work out. I tried fading him in his most recent start. But if you look at the Mets offense, who we'll be facing today, the Mets are killing lefties in June, hitting .322. But they're slightly worse against righties, hitting .275. So batting over .300 against lefties, not as great versus righties, slight weakness there. I'll take a chance with Ronel Blanco in this matchup. Blanco also coming off 3 straight 1 earned run or less starts, including 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run versus the Orioles. Remember, guys, I tried taking Orioles team total, and Blanco absolutely cooked them. And I was like, damn, what am I doing? Well, Ronel Blanco is that guy. He's 98th percentile in pitching run value, 98th percentile in breaking run value, 97th percentile in off-speed run value. This guy is an elite pitcher. Now, is he as flashy as the others with the 10 strikeout type games? No, he's not, but he just gets the outs when he's needed to. If you look at all of his stats, even with runners in scoring position, he strands those guys, and I think he gets it done for us today. The Mets, 12th in bullpen ERA, Astros, 14th in bullpen ERA. So once these 2 starters come out, not a huge advantage for either of the bullpens, but I do like the Astros bullpen a little bit later because I think Blanco will give them a solid 6 innings pitched at bare minimum. He could go into the 7th if he's absolutely cooking. And then, it sets up pretty well for what the Astros want to do. The Astros are one of those bullpens that if you set them up correctly, I'll take my chances with those setup guys any day of the week. And obviously, Hader closing. Give me the Astros on the short price money line. I think they get the win in New York for my favorite bet of the day. But Austin, you got another one. Where are you going?
Yeah, as I talked about, I believe, earlier on this week, well, first off, I'm going to be going to the Padres and Red Sox game. And for my final pick of the day, I did mention earlier on this week that we'll be at a Padres game in Petco Park. It'll actually be a week from today. So if you have any interest in potentially running into us, we'll be at that game on July 5th. It is for Logan's bachelor party. And I will talk about if you're interested, maybe paid for some Logan drinks. I promise the money will go to getting Logan sloshed a little bit at Petco Park. We'll talk about it maybe next week, but we'll worry about that later because today we need a terrible performance out of one of the Padres pitchers because we're fading Mr. Randy Vasquez. And I'm taking the Red Sox team total over 2.5 in the first 5 innings. It's -115 on Fanatics. I believe -120, -125 on DraftKings. I'd play it to -130, -135. Look, when I see Vasquez on the mound, I fade him. It's simple as that. I fade him because I think the man stinks. Now, it's not just my opinion, and I'm just watching him. All of his metrics show that this guy's not great. Vasquez, 5.1 ERA and a 1.68 WHIP. Your WHIP at 1.68, you're giving a lot of base runners, and you're going to have to navigate those if you're going to have to keep that ERA low, but he has not been able to do it because he's first percentile in expected ERA at 6.81, first percentile in expected batting average at .335. He's also 6th in K percentage, 9th in whiff rate, 15th in barrel percentage. So he's given a lot of free base runners. He's given up a lot of hits, and they're getting barreled up. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy has just not been good. And he's coming off actually a very good start against the Brewers. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 walks, 0 earned runs versus the Brewers. They had plenty of chances, just could not get that hit parade going on him. However, that was only his 4th start this season where he allowed 1 or fewer earned runs. In the previous 3, he bounced back with a good 4, 5, and 6 earned runs in the next start. This is a guy that's really struggled, and we've talked about this before. Randy's really struggling against lefties. He is a righty, so he's get the righty on lefty matchup, team stack lefties this season. Woof! 474 batting average allowed to lefties, a 1.241 OPS allowed to lefties. And we think about how Aaron Judge has hit this season. What is his OPS? 1.05 or something? 1.24 to lefties. And we think about the lefties the Red Sox have to offer. Jarren Duran, he's barely even plus value to get 2 hits today. You got obviously Valdez, Devers, Abreu, you got Yoshida, Smith, McGuire. You got a bunch. They could stack 7 lefties today if they wanted to. And even if the righties they put in there, like guys like Tyler O'Neill that have been really good for the Red Sox this season. End of the day, we look at his other props. Randy's earned runs line, 3.5. That's barely plus money. And his outs line is 14.5. They aren't even confident he goes 5 innings, and they think he could give up 3 or 4 earned runs, which would obviously cash here even with 3. Like at the end of the day, Boston's been a pretty good offense recently. Last 2 weeks hitting 307, 6th best with runners in scoring position. And Randy Vasquez cannot get those timely outs. He is allowing a 455 batting average with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. That could be what it comes down to today. I think the Red Sox could easily pummel this guy. A lot of teams have pummeled him before. Randy Vasquez, don't take it personal. We're just fading you. Give up 3 runs. You can only give up 3. That'd honestly be a decent start for you. We're fading him. We're taking the Red Sox team total over 2.5 in the first 5 innings as our 4th and final pick of the day. But Logan, before we sign out, is there anything else that you might have looked at? And sorry for saying that we're going to get you sloshed next week.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week. We're going to have a lot of fun out in San Diego. But, I mean, as far as this slate, you already kind of touched on it earlier. I was looking at a way to kind of back runs in the Guardians-Royals game. Again, that is such a Logan system play. You see a 2-1 final score, and then you see a 10 total the next day. It's like, I was just so close, but I was like, you and I have lost money 2 days in a row trying to bet the Royals to score runs. It's not been working out for us. So again, I like that one a lot. Couldn't pull the trigger on it.
100% agree. Like I said, we both really like that Kansas City Cleveland over. I really think both teams could easily put up 3 in the first 5. I think one of those first 5 team totals hits, maybe both of them do, given, the props for Alec Marsh and Tristan McKenzie. But I'm not going to be on the Royals. I can't trust them to score. The Guardians just did me dirty yesterday. And a lot of those guys feel like they're swinging for the fences right now, which is not Guardians baseball. So 4 picks today. As a reminder, let's recap them. We got Red Sox first 5 team total, Astros money line. We have CJ Abrams and Jonathan India hit parlay. And then our first or 4th, whatever you want to count it, is our hit parlay of the day on Odds Checker. We've hit 7 of our last 8. Today, it's a Friday. We're going to try to enter the weekend in style. We got 3 hitters today as opposed to the normal 2. See if we can hit 3 hitters. Should be around plus 160 in value. So go check it out. I'll link it on the screen once it is live, and go, or just click the pinned comment or the link in the description. Should be there around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Y'all have a great Friday, and we'll see you guys back again tomorrow. And like I said, if you are interested in the San Diego stuff, we'll talk about that probably more on Monday of next week as to what our plans are. But like I said, we'll be in San Diego for Logan's bachelor party. But more on that later. Let's have a great day. Let's bring out the brooms tomorrow morning. We'll see you guys then. Peace.